So this is hands down the craziest watch and in a lot of ways the coolest watch I've ever had in on the channel. Funny enough, the last time I described a watch like this, it was from the very same brand, Atowak Watches. Today I have in their new Cobra, and this is a very good and much more affordable alternative to brands like, say, Your Work. Full disclosure, this watch was sent into the channel from Atowak for free and does not have to be returned. But like always, they have no say when it comes to the content of today's video. So let's get to it and check out the watch. Now, it's kind of hard to know where to start with a watch like this, but you can definitely see where they got the name Cobra with how the case is shaped. At the moment, there's a total of three models to choose from. There's the steel silver, which is a monochrome version of the watch. There's the black carbon, which looks pretty cool with the red accents. And then mine is the desert brown that I have in front of the camera here today. I just want to quickly, before we get into the watch, show you how this comes out. So it comes in, I don't have it right here, but in an black outer cardboard box. And inside is this lacquered box. Got the branding up top, as well as inside the box. Nice little clasp there too. Signed Atowak. We also have the paperwork as well as a spare bracelet and the screwdriver to size the bracelet. So there is quite a lot to unpack with this thing, but I think we should start with exactly how this is showing us the time. They describe the hands as a revolving satellite hour wheel, and what's really cool is they have that second crystal at the top of the watch that shows how the hours change as you advance through time. At the moment, the current time is right around 12:15 on the watch. The hour hands double as minute hands. It's actually very easy to read with the pointed tip of the hands reaching well into the minute track. So what's happening is as the hands pass through the area of the case where we have the second crystal, it is rotated to show whatever the next hour is. Each of the three markers have four sides, and that is how it displays the time. And I'll just advance it here just to give you guys an idea. You can see the 11 o'clock there is now switching over to a 2. And that'll start to be displayed down at the bottom. The 12 just switched to a 3, and so on. Now, I've had some pretty out there watches that sort of fall into this category of watch, and a lot of the time they put form over function, and they can be tough to read, but not the case at all with this watch. So lots of little details with this. The copper accents go great with the overall color scheme. I didn't notice it at first, but they even have a copper tone ring around the crown. The lume on the watch is actually surprisingly good. I fully assumed it wouldn't be that great, but yeah, it's quite strong. A lot of these faux patina colored lume formulas tend to be pretty weak, but this is not bad at all. The logo fades a little quicker than the hands and markers, but I'm pretty impressed. The case is made using 316L stainless steel and coated to give it that gunmetal color. On either side is a carbon fiber panel, and the watch has both brushed and polished surfaces. They've given the area just around that second crystal a more aggressive brushed finish, which kind of draws the eye to that part of the watch where the magic happens. The movement is partially displayed through the case back. Running the watch is a modified Miyota 9039, which gives us a power reserve of approximately 40 hours. It's a 24 joule movement. It's a high beat movement, beating at 28,800 vibrations per hour. We have decent winding action with the oversized push-pull crown, and you can actually even wind and set the time fairly easily while wearing the watch. Now, every one of these watches is going to come out with the leather strap as well as a bracelet. It's an integrated design, so you'll have a hard time finding replacements, but What's great is how their quick release system works. The goldish colored parts here, I guess more of a copper tone almost, are actually spring loaded. And I'll just try to show you here quickly. You can see that it moves up a little bit. All you have to do to remove the strap is push it up with your thumb. Comes right off, no problem at all. And then just snaps back into place very easily, and I think that is just awesome. As far as the strap and bracelet go, I prefer the look of the watch on the leather, but it does take a little time to break in, especially around these thicker padded areas. One detail that stands out with the leather strap is the buckle. I find it kind of mimics the angular shape of the case. The bracelet is nice too. It's using screwed links. The only drawback for me is the deployant clasp. If there was a half link, I think I could have gotten it to a bit of a better fit for my wrist size, but I'm finding it either a little tight or a little loose. And with it being a heavier watch like this, it's a top heavy watch and you really need a good fit. For me, though, I just like the look on leather, so that's what I've been wearing it mostly on. Size on the watch comes in at a case width of 43.3 millimeters at its widest point right here. I guess lug to lug, but there isn't really any lugs. So from the tip here to the crown and including the crown is 50.9 millimeters, so not that bad. The thickness, though, it's a chunky watch and comes in at 17 millimeters. Water resist on the watch is 30 meters, and both crystals are sapphire with an anti-reflective coating. And here is a look on my 7.25 inch wrist, and this thing just looks wild. I normally lean to slightly more traditional style watches, but this is certainly a conversation starter. It's funny, but every time I have a watch in like this that's more of an unconventional style or design, when I show it to friends or family that maybe aren't all that into watches, it does get us talking watches, which is cool. Now, full retail on these is $19.99 USD, but if you pre-order before the 27th of October, which is coming up very fast, you're going to get $500 off your order. Link to where you can do that and to get more info on the watch will be below. Thanks to Atowak for sending this out. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.